Right. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Long Grass podcast. And as you can see, we've got a bit of change of scenery. We have been invited to Dainfern Golf Estate, the home of this year's Untitled Players Championship. Myself and Roscoe over here actually played the course a couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago, and was in pretty good condition. That video is still to come out. We had a bit of a backlog with content, so hopefully we'll get onto that quite soon. But yeah, a big shout out to Dainfern for inviting us. And I think at this stage, this is probably where we'll be for the near future. Hopefully we can try and find a bit of a permanent space to do this in, because we've had some lots of trial and error, but nice to see you Oaks in person.
Yeah, hopefully there's no error in this one, eh?
Yeah, we'll move there. Technical difficulties
One day when you're big.
Yeah.
The people don't even know how long it took to get this set up today as well.
Yeah, I know. Listen, it's been a struggle, but we're moving. And as I said, nice to see you guys in the flesh. I'm back out in the world.
COVID free.
Well, I think today we basically got confirmation that it was COVID because my mother tested positive today.
Oh, so you did have COVID?
So it looks like I did have the.
That was lucky.
Omicron. So just as well to come see the chaps on the Monday and play golf. I'm responsible, eh?
Yeah, and you would have had an excuse for your bad golf as well, because then you could have said I did actually have COVID.
Yeah, well, look, it makes sense because yesterday I played cricket, or Sunday I played cricket, and I chased down one ball, and I think I left my one lung on the way to the boundary and left the other lung on the other way back. So it's been rough, but how the chaps been? Both you playing seem to play a couple of rounds in the last couple of weeks. Roscoe, is it coming back to you, or is that? I mean, I'm seeing that handicap keep up a bit, so we're getting a little worried because we thought we were coming on with a scratch golfer, and it's going further and further away there.
Yeah, no, at the moment we're going in the opposite direction. The game has taken a very ugly U-turn, and that handicap is definitely heading upwards. I don't want to say it's there because it's not. I'm struggling to score. Not hitting it terribly, but there are a few issues that need to be ironed out. But I was on the range today, hitting a couple of balls, trying to figure out one or two things. So hopefully it'll start trending in the right direction and I'll be able to regain my status of the Footwedge Crew Pro.
There we go. Because at the moment, I think DeBarros has got more of a shout for it.
Yeah, I'll give it to DeBarros for now. Take some weight off my shoulders. Let me get back to my...
I'll gladly take the armband for the Footwedge Crew. I'll wear that one.
He's going to update the Instagram bio tonight. It's going to say Footwedge Pro.
Put it on my CV as well, Footwedge Crew Pro.
There we go.
DeBarros and I can have a head-to-head when it takes pro status of our group.
There we go. Get a little bit of a trophy.
Yeah.
And there we go.
I want one like the Stella Artois, just working.
A tap of beer.
Yeah.
And then it's going on my patio.
Fair enough. What sort of scores were we shooting last week, though?
I think I had 80. I think I had 82 at Ebotsi when DeBarros and I played. I think I had 82 with a nice, lovely triple. And then I played last week, Wednesday, and it was 80, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Couple of silly mistakes, but nothing to write home about. I really need to get things fixed because it's depressing at the moment.
Yeah, it must be quite cucked to go out to 80.
Yeah, imagine that, eh?
And DeBarros?
Yeah, so actually what happened to me is on Thursday night I was playing my indoor football and I got a pass that was a bit funny and I went over on my ankle. So in the first 5 minutes I couldn't play, but I was still determined to play golf. So I don't typically use golf carts. So on Saturday I used a golf cart and I fucking loved it. I don't care what people say about walking the course or anything like that.
It's nice for fitness. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like when you do have a cart, it is a life changer.
I loved it. I left the Oaks in the back there. They were walking in the cart. I don't care what people say about getting in tune with the course. Cart is fucking lovely. So yeah, I was trying to keep as much pressure off of it. It's changed my swing a little bit because I obviously couldn't transfer my weight the same way that I used to. But yeah, it worked out well. Killarney was, I think, 88 on Saturday, which is decent for me. Anything under 90, I'm happy. And then on Sunday, Sunday morning, I played with Michael Palmer from the Sunshine Tour, and we played Bryanston. And yeah, I shot. So I was actually on track. I was doing really well. So the front nine, I shot 43. Then I went bogey, went par, which is unheard of for me. Yeah. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to break 80. You know, I'm sitting on 8 over, which is on 80. I'm like, but like coming into the 15th, I'm like, I got a birdie in me the way I'm playing. And then I went double, triple, double. So yeah.
It's funny, and that's the thing about blooming golf is that it comes at you, and when it does come at you, it comes
real
fast.
Yeah.
And we're going to look at a little bit of that at the recent Sunshine Tour tournament. A couple of interesting scores we saw there, but well, nice commitment to make sure that you're still out there.
Yeah. So the ankle's feeling a lot better, and now I'm in full swing for my singles knockout that's coming up this Saturday. A bit of smack talk been going on there between me and my opponent, so I'm quite excited for that. But going to be the range the whole week, and I'm planning on doing some sunrise golf before work tomorrow and probably Thursday and Friday. It's just
yeah. Well, unfortunately, we won't join you for sunrise golf because I do enjoy my sleep.
Yeah, I pitched the idea. It didn't go down well. Yeah, off camera, I tried to pitch the idea. It went down terribly.
I also don't like standing on the first tee at 6 o'clock in the morning and hitting it thin.
Yeah.
With the current temperatures, your hands will fall off your body.
I think that's the problem is we're now going into winter, so like it's not just an early morning; it's cold out there.
Yeah.
And for someone who often has to work until beyond midnight, the idea of sleeping for 4 hours, getting up, playing table round of golf, and freezing my arse off is unfortunately not particularly high on my to-do list right now.
Oh.
But you enjoy your sunshine, your sunshine golf and
sunrise golf.
Sunrise golf.
There's not much sunshine at that time of the morning.
Which is again also the problem is you just lose balls. Well, I lose balls.
You just got to go down the fairway, brother. That first tee off is always the worst.
What do we say? The hardest thing about playing golf is hitting the ball straight.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't happen.
Yeah, no, not at all, not at all. Well, there we go. So we've got something to follow up with you next week, how the singles went.
Yeah, and that's also because I lost my doubles knockout. So I lost my doubles. So I'd performed in every competition that I've been in. So we had our Pro Shop Classic. We had, when I played Gary Player, Lost City, Leopard Creek, every one of those things were like quite big competitions and for money for me, if I can say that, as well as the Pro-Am. I played so well in everything that I actually hadn't had a loss in something that's really important in a long time. And the doubles knockouts hit me, as you say, when golf comes at you, it came at me so fast in that day. I shot 97, and I'd come off over 85 at Serengeti under pro conditions. And I was just like, it was like soul destroying. And I just could see I let my partner down, and it was my first one ever, like first round, that's it, done. Try again next year, good luck. And so the singles knockout's quite a big one for me. So I know the guy I'm up against is actually going out with a couple of my friends on Friday, so I might just put a bit extra in his drink. Asked him to put a bit extra in his drink, so he's a bit hurting.
You can't just come on here and admit to spiking your opponent's drink. Dude. That's
not spiking, just to make the doubles triples. Let's say that
fair.
Quadruples. So that's the game plan.
When he doesn't rock up on Saturday, the police are going to start care of this podcast, and we're going to be saying he's the man that you want.
Yeah, Steve and I are pulling ourselves out of this now.
Yeah, we are very much distance ourselves. I don't know nothing. I didn't hear anything. Well, I haven't played in about 2 weeks. I think that Daneford round was actually the last time I played. The Omicron did set me back a bit, so I need to get out into the range. And fortunately, also it hasn't helped that my swing coach has been so busy lately. So that's
working on his own swing.
Should have been on the range with me today.
Well, there we go. So I need to get out there. But in terms of the tour and stuff like that, Sunshine Tour season has come to an end, and quick turnaround because it starts again next weekend.
At Arabella.
Which none of us have played.
So I've looked at Arabella a lot. Like I love looking at golf courses. That is in my top 5 bucket list courses to
you
play.
Reckon?
Oh man, in South Africa. So
the ones you still have to play, I suppose.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So now that you ticked off the top 50, you're now on to the next.
So it's like River Club, Arabella, Links. Those are the Untitled Park. I've ticked that off, and I don't think I'll be ticking it off anytime soon.
Have you guys played Atlantic Beach?
No.
Oh, my boss has a house on Atlantic Beach. Apparently, it's amazing.
I've also heard that's incredible.
But windy, man. I've never played golf in Cape Town, and apparently it's like a different beast. One of my mates came back recently, and he was like, it was also his first time, and he's like, the 1-9 you hitting 7-9 200 meters because of the wind, and the next one you're hitting at 100 meters because of the wind. It's just crazy different level of golf.
Yeah, I've played Stellenbosch a couple of times, and it's one of the more protected ones. I mean, there are tree lines there between the holes, big, but the wind is still definitely a different game.
Yeah. I also looked at Pinnacle Point. I don't know if you guys have seen pictures of that
I've
golf
seen
course.
pictures of it. It looks immense.
Yeah,
That
my
looks-
mate played Pinnacle was last week, and he was just saying photos and stuff like that. He said it's unbelievable.
It's like
course.
breathtaking views. Like that's the one thing. Like Leopard Creek and all of that, and Glendown, all that's amazing, but it lacks a couple like seriously breathtaking views. Like I just saw pictures of Pinnacle. I mean, you standing on cliffs, heading over cliffs. Like that to me is so cool. Like Highland Gate's got a bit of that feel as well, which makes it so cool. So
But that's where like the coast comes into its own, because I mean you go down to the south coast and you're playing in and around sort of Pennington and Scottsboro and stuff like that. There are courses there, and the course condition is not phenomenal, but just because of the location, you've got these holes where you are sitting on a cliff and if you're hitting it left, you're hitting into the ocean and stuff like that. So
and surprisingly, there's not a lot on the north coast like that. I mean, Princess Grant is probably the only one. I don't know about. I've never played in Bali, but I know Princess Grant has probably the best like sea view hole.
Yeah.
Kind of thing in the north coast, but otherwise Mhlali doesn't really have anything. Mount Edgecombe doesn't really have anything. All the stuff in the north lacks a bit of a cool, breathtaking view. And I'm desperate to play Pinnacle Point. I saw it today, man. I was like, this looks unbelievable.
Well, there we go. So the Footwitch Crew Tour. We're starting to get some courses popping up here on where we're going.
Yeah.
And if we're doing Pinnacle Point, we must do Obai. I played it years ago in a school competition. And that place is cool. I mean, you've got the 17th as a par 3 straight down the hill. And behind it's a cliff. And on that cliff's a bunker. And if you're in that bunker and the wind blows, you're off the cliff and into the ocean. And it's one of the coolest views you'll see.
That's cool.
And then 18 is also you dogleg left par 5. And there's trees on the left. And just to the left of the trees is the ocean. It's also super cool.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a good view on a golf course.
Yeah, I think we just need to wait until we can afford a cameraman when we do this, so that we can do it properly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to be.
When our content comes out for Dane, Finn, and Ibotsi, I hope that people know that there's no hired cameramen or anything.
I think it gives a lot of perspective as to the big YouTubers, the Rick Shields, stuff like that. I know now, for example, he's got a cameraman, and I know a lot of the time he used to ask him to film and stuff, but I think it gives it a lot of perspective at just how difficult it is to sort of
Start.
Because you're playing a sport, you're out there and you're trying to think about your next shot, and you're trying to putt and you're trying to like decide this, but you're also trying to make sure that you're filming and that you're getting things in. It's an unbelievable amount of work to do.
Yeah, and even as you say, like we're in a stage now, we've got so much content. We're trying to edit it, like make it really good, but it's the golf's 4 hours, the filming's 4 hours.
Yeah, well, then it's more than 4 hours because you got more than one camera, for example. So I'm sitting with with 20 hours of footage, and you have to scrub through it all, and we want to try and make sure we've got the cool graphics and stuff like that. So, look, I think it's going to look absolutely incredible when we get it out.
Yeah,
it's when
we get it out.
Yeah, I think that's something that we've had to realize that it's going to be, because when we were talking about we'll just play weekly round stuff like that, and it's going to be a big ask too.
And this is not our only profession.
No,
if I can say that.
If a sponsor wants to come in and make it our only profession, I'm sure we're all we're all available at the right price.
Yeah, I know exactly. But I think I must say, in terms of all the content we filmed, I think once it's done, and I mean I've seen clips and stuff of what we've been testing, that's going to be really cool South African content that get a nice view of the courses and everything, how different people played. We've got a nice spread of handicaps, and I'm hoping to do like Ibotsi's such a cool course to do because it's one of the more difficult courses in South Africa, and we had a range of handicaps and a range of different scores and whatnot, and a range of different shots. And we also played at medal to give a
I think that as well was a massive call to make at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, no, so I thought that's going to be, I'm so excited to see all that stuff come out. I think it's going to be really cool South African golf course content, which when I look on YouTube, it's often hard to find or it's very dated if there is anything. So it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've already seen a nice bunker shot from you where you didn't get out.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I was just sort of
suppressed memory that.
Yeah, no, so that was the fun thing. Is obviously because I didn't get to play, I didn't know what to expect. All I was doing is checking up with you guys on the app every now and again, and just going through, finding a couple of shots and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been quite fun to see some of the shots that some of the guys have had. It looked like a very interesting round out there.
So I would love to see every single shot Brett Lambert had that day.
Or 104 of them, or whatever.
110.
And I think 110 was also quite generous.
Yeah.
If I can say that, I'd like to see a montage. Like if you want to know what it's like to go out and have a bad round of golf.
That's exactly what it is.
With love, warmth, and respect to Lambert, but I'm sure he didn't walk out of there feeling too great. But if you want to see what it's like to have a bad round of golf at one of South Africa's hardest golf courses,
that's it.
Yeah.
You if we can clip together all those shots with shot tracer and everything like that you're gonna get a good idea of what that goes through. And I think a lot of people that have played Ibotsi are gonna look at that and be like, yo, that's really relatable. I've experienced that.
That's he kind of filled in the role that I usually fill in terms of showing the long way around the course. So I appreciate someone for standing up and really taking one for the team and putting in the hard yards there, because I think it's an very underappreciated job that we high handicappers perform.
No, Steve, there was a stage where I was filming and Lambo looked out the back and he said, "Is the camera still here?" And my heart just went out to him, because it's a double-edged sword for me, because as funny as it is to watch, like, it's also hard to film someone in so much pain at that point. And I could just see, like, once you're shooting 110, the last thing you want is more eyes on you. And you looked up
and be able to relive it as well.
Yes.
Because now it's going to be out there for the masses to see. So.
And then it's going to go viral as well. So it's really, it doesn't get any easier from walking off the course.
Yeah, this is actually only the beginning for Lambert.
Yeah. But he's
we're going to invite him back. He's going to say, no, thank you.
Yeah. But I think he's gonna be the real relatable sort of content in terms of that. In terms of the Ibotsi round, he'll go viral quite quick, I reckon.
No, I think it's cool to be able to see that. It's not just, 'cause I think that's the big thing when it comes to a lot of the big golf creators out there, is that they're all very good golfers.
Yeah, you see the pretty side of golf and not the reality of guys starting out and guys having tough days on the course, because it happens.
Yeah, and I think that it would happen to a lot of people, that you just don't get to see that process. And hopefully, especially with myself and to a lesser extent with the Barrows, be able to see a bit of an evolution as we start to play more and hopefully start to improve. Then it's going to be hopefully quite a cool thing to be able to document the progress, and even Ross finding his swing and stuff like that. You were COVID now.
Yeah, just a little one.
Just a small one.
The baby
a mini cron as opposed to an omicron. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that content to come through, and I think it'll be very entertaining stuff, and for the infant stuff as well. I think that we probably were guilty of not being as dedicated towards the filming and stuff like that. We had a couple of technical difficulties with some of the recording, so a couple of the shots and holes and stuff like that are missing. So we're going to have to try and be a bit more creative with that one. Yeah. But I still think we'll be able to bring out something quite cool and stuff like that. But so I mean, speaking of the Sunshine Tour and the fact that just before it starts the 12th of May, the Lombard Insurance Classic Qualifier, which is a couple of days time and stuff like that. And then if we look at the schedule. We got the Lombard Insurance Classic, that is this weekend, 13th to the 15th of May. Then we're going up to Royal Harare Golf Club for the Zim Open. The Session Classic is coming up as well. Sunbed Challenge, voted by Sun City. The Kit Kat Pro Am. Fortunately, DeBarros didn't get an invite to that one. So
I'm still waiting for that.
Well, not
yet.
He hasn't got that exemption yet. Wait for that card,
Yet.
And when you play it, are you playing as the Pro or the Am?
No, I am, because I don't want to steal too much sunshine just yet from the pros. Like I want to get, like, I don't want to get too big of a name too quick,
No, I mean, it's fair.
As we've seen with the South African golfers, once there's too much pressure on them too early, they seem not to do so well. So I'm going to just avoid that route and just lay low for a bit. Start out win some of the lacquer prizes. I've seen they've got nice TVs and everything at those sort of things. I could do the 4K Ultra HD. Take that nice and humble, and then work my way up, and then before I know it,
go onto the charge, but then you got to do it properly, like full Grand Slam in a year type thing.
No, without a doubt.
All full majors.
And I'm calling out golfers as well. I'm pointing fingers at this guy, saying, "I'm coming for you. You're higher than me on the order of merit." Conor McGregor stuff.
You're gonna be walking onto the Masters, walking up to Tiger, being like, "I'm here to be people forget about."
No, for sure, dude. As soon as I'm sinking putts, I'm calling Oaks out on my. Might be on a different green.
We're gonna see no look putts. We're gonna see, like, for the win, he's gonna look at his caddy and just sink it. it.
No, that's
you
it.
know?
No. At the other player, because there'll be guys that I'm out there to beat. You know, that's
Fair.
Barros is
fair.
creating a hit list.
yeah. I gotta.
He's making a list, he's checking it twice.
Yeah. No,
Players
that's exactly
be
it.
warned, the Barros is on the loose.
But then in terms of the season really starts to pick up. I mean, the first 2 million rand event is the Blue Label Challenge, and that's done in October. So obviously quite a long time before we sort of may go back towards sort of big prize money. But there's a couple of events still to be confirmed. Most of them sort of sitting.
Sessions 2 million, isn't it? 2 or 3?
Actually, I lie. Yeah, so that's 3 million, and Zim opens 2 as well. So we started quite nicely, and then it's 1 million from pretty much all of them up until Gary and Vivian Player Challenge is 1.2, Forge Cup is 1.2 at Adibotsi. And then then the Blue Label sort of kickstarts at the end of the season. NetBank Golf Challenge, 10th to the 13th of November. I think we need to put that in our calendar so we can make sure we can try and get down there.
Yeah.
PGA Championship, 3rd to the 6th of November. That's always a good one to watch
Is
as
that
well.
at St. Francis again?
Yeah.
The links.
Yeah. So Vertical Origins of Golf Final is at Pinnacle Point. So it should be quite cool. But just in terms of the last tournament that we had obviously at Q School. And we had the Ultron Busi Ingobeni tournament at Huddle Park. I think it was 3rd to 6th of May. So last weekend, last couple of cards to be won out there. And before we go to the winner and look at some of the guys who got cards, I felt quite good looking at some of the scorecards and seeing lots of guys struggle around what I define as the home course, and there were some very high scores around this course.
So wait, warm me up to them. So start like.
Start in like the 80s, if they are.
Okay,
high
so
80s.
By the time we get T42, T47, we're sitting at 5 over.
Okay, that's 5 over.
That's not too
But
bad.
Huddle Park, bro.
Through the tournament or on day
This
one?
is on day one, by the way. We're on day one here. So
At
we've
Huddle.
got so we've then got 4 guys who shot 81.
Okay.
So then we're sitting at 12 over. 2 guys shooting 85. 3 guys shooting 87.
So now we're getting into the region of what I'd imagine to be shooting.
Now we are 4. Yeah.
Did they play it as a par 70, 71 or 2?
Give them the benefit of the doubt, Steve. So it was a 72. We stopped the bleeding.
Let's go with the 72. I mean, let's. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go right down to the bottom because I have it open. But Hassan Kara went around it. It was being played as a par 72, by the way. I can confirm. He shot 106.
Oh my goodness.
106.
How did he even get there? Like, how do you get to the?
He is an amateur.
Yeah, but
So-
Oh, jeez, I would never have guessed, Steve.
But shame. I mean, this looks like a horror round as well. Hey?
Do you reckon he just booked around at Huddle Park, and before he knew it, he was actually in Q school? He probably just was like looking for a Sunday morning round.
He was just there, and the guy was just like, "Oh, are you this guy?" And he was like, yeah. And someone just grabbed his bag, and he just went with it. And he was like, "This is fantastic. The surface here is incredible. There's signage. The guys are taking videos of me. This is fantastic."
No, dude, that is someone that's 100% just gone online, booked Huddle Park, and before he knows it, he's actually like in the wrong place at the wrong time.
He shot 11 more than the next best, or the next worst, sorry, because Zaidi went around in 95. So, but
That's a lot of
let's
golf
look at this
shots.
round. So
That's
That's a good old Lambo.
what I was gonna say. We could
that's the thing. It's literally. I mean,
Pro-Am with him and Lambo would be unbelievable.
if I had played the round that I played the other day, granted it was off the men's tees, but I shot a 92 there the other day. That would have had me in 98. I would have beaten 3 players that day.
Do you know what I'd love to do is if we had to go and play off the Pro Tees medal at Huddle Park and see what we shot, and we could honestly see where we ranked in Q school.
I think that's the idea for next season.
Yeah.
Find out where Q school is.
Yeah.
Book around for the day after it finishes,
Pro Tees.
and Pro Tees and play it and see.
If we would be on tour.
Yeah. You could literally see where a low, mid, and a high handicapper would come on the Q school a day later.
Never know. Maybe they'll watch it. Maybe Ross actually would have been within the top 20 and they hand him a card.
Yeah.
And we're just
knows?
there.
No, exactly.
I'll sort your swing out and then you'll be fine. But let's
You'll-
just, I just
you'll
want to look
sort
at this
my
round.
swing out.
Yeah, I'll sort your swing
Oh,
out.
God.
Those who can't do teach. So this round went, so par 4, 6, par 4, 7, It's this when you know that.
So he's gone double,
Ryder.
triple straight off the bat.
He's got double, triple, par 3, 8.
Ouch.
I was saying that's not a typically hard par 3. Like it probably plays like 150, 160, if
He was
that.
playing 175,
Is it?
so it was playing a bit longer.
Okay.
Probably
But,
an 8-time, 7, 8-time,
It's
nothing
not
more.
a particularly. I've never found it to be a particularly difficult hole.
There is waterfront and water back technically.
Yeah, but
It's just to make an 8. It's hard to ever justify the 8. You know, if it was like a Kailami, I know Kailami, I think their 16th is like a 200 meter over water and everything like that. Just a huddle park, and oh man.
he then went par 4, 6. His first bogey
So wait,
came on the 5th.
that's
So he had gone double, triple, nightmare, double, and then went bogey. So he must have felt that the round was starting to
Pulled it
click.
back.
yeah.
Double,
Oh,
bogey, double. He went through the first 9 at 55.
oh my goodness. And back nine, just read it because it's so interesting.
Par 4, 6, par 4, 6, par 4, 5, par 3, 5.
Wait.
His first par.
And is it also his only par?
His first and his only par came on the 14th.
Oh my goodness.
We're literally talking about like rounds that I've had where you just haven't, and when I know I'm playing badly, and then you get that first par, and it makes sense that it was the 14th because that's a very achievable par 5. That's the one. It's actually quite a pretty hole. It's the one which is right backed up by the road. Then you hit it down, then go over water towards the left.
I'd love to know by the time he got to the 14th and when he made that par, if all he wanted to do was go home. Because, I mean, by that point in time, he must have been 20 over par.
I think more
Than
that,
20 over
yeah.
par
Do you-
through 14 holes.
Do you have
Trying to
his?
get a card.
Do you have his total score?
106.
106, yeah.
No, but that's one round.
That's his first. Yeah, so first round. So
Sorry, I'm just
I
trying
don't think he made the cut.
Well, I'm just- should I-
Yeah.
But round 1 and round 2?
So round 1, and then I can check for round 2 scores only, or round 2 scoreboard. So should we go to scoreboard?
Yeah.
Let's quickly go check round 2 scores. And see,
I'd love to know if he bounced back
let's
day
see
2.
if he did bounce. Look, to be fair, day 2 somebody else went 93. Where's this? Well,
Listen, if I was 20 odd over par after 14 holes at Q school, I definitely wouldn't be coming back for day 2. They'd
Yeah,
get a
I would've-
withdrawn statement from me. I've pulled a hammy or
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
He probably only booked for the Saturday. Didn't have a round book for the Sunday, so he might not be there actually.
He didn't play.
didn't play, withdrew.
Didn't play. It just
No, he did. I'm telling you, he booked for the Saturday. He had a 7 o'clock tee off, and Huddle Park didn't see it in the system, and, they were like, "Well, we've got to accommodate him."
He walked out there because the thing is, like, it's 11 shots between him and the next guy. So it wasn't even like lots of
Yeah,
people. I mean,
that's-
look, there were a couple of guys in the 90s, but 106 in your first round must
It's a
have been.
tough day.
Oh, so there was a cut after round 1.
Oh, there we go.
So that makes sense. So the cut after round 1 was 15 over.
Do you think in that position, do you think he was, the way he played golf that first day, do you think he was happy to miss the cut?
Oh,
Or gutted that he's not getting a card? Because after shooting 106, I'd be quite happy not to have to wake up the next morning.
But I
and go,
suppose to a certain degree, you almost want to go out and go and shoot like an 85 or
Yeah, fair.
and just to be like, listen, like I wasn't here by accident.
Yeah.
I actually did deserve to be here. I just had an absolute stinker.
Screamer.
On day 2, the cut was to make day 3, you had to be 8 over.
Okay. Yeah.
But to be fair, Donald Bottle went through at 86 day 1, 93 day 2. So he finished on 35 over across the 2 days, which is only one shot worse than Hassan Kara on the first day. So Shane, I mean, that must be horrible as well when you think that you worked so hard to get there, and then you just don't pitch up on the day.
I was gonna say, how hard do you think he worked to shoot 100 and what was it? 6?
Well, I feel like you don't just stumble into Q school. In which case, if you
But-
do, then we have a different conversation as to why Ross is not.
I'm pretty sure you can stumble your way into that Q school. In all honesty, if you're telling me you shot 106 at Huddle Park, mate, that's not a bad round. That is like nightmare. That's nightmare round. Like not even just a hole on a nightmare. That's nightmare. At the end of your round, you have to say, they say, how did it go? And you're going to have to say nightmare.
Yeah, no, just don't ask me.
I think there is. I don't think anybody can just go to Q school though. I think there is. You have to have some sort of ranking. I'm not sure what ranking it is, but you have to have some sort of like amateur ranking or something before you can get to Q school. But yeah, 106 is a lot.
Was it 106?
106.
And around Huddle Park, that's not a particularly hard golf course. Like if it was,
you know what? I can tell you right now that where Huddle Park usually comes into being quite difficult is that. Obviously, apart from like the fairways, the rest of it is like it's like dirt. Like it's not rough. It's like dirt. You're hitting off like
but
hard
it's not traps and anything
and stuff
like that.
No, so it's not. As I said, the difficulty in Huddle Park is
when you miss the fairway.
Yeah, and you're into like hard dirt and like weird trees and stuff like that. It's not like
The
danger and
layout's
stuff
tough.
like that. Where when you're in the rough, you know, it's rough and it's not great, but you can definitely hit out of it. Whereas this over here, you're sitting there going, flip, I don't have a sponsorship. I'm not sure actually it's worth hitting this ball because I could very well wreck my round. So in terms of the final result, Yuben Jung walked away with number one. He shot 16 under.
Sure.
He went 65 first day, 71, 68, 68. So
that's decent.
yeah, it's quite.
It's interesting to see what the winners and everything like that shot in comparison.
Well, I mean, yeah. So 65 on the first day, whilst the highest was 106.
Yeah, there's a lot of shots
That's a lot of
between
shots.
those two.
We should have filmed them. It would have been far better than our Botsi round. We would have been moving with that sort of content.
There's almost another 9 holes in between them there
Yeah,
in terms of shots.
you could have played a whole. Look, value for money. At least you basically played. Not 36 holes, but I mean, you basically played 27 holes.
Yeah.
It's quite cool, I suppose. You
For the
rocked up
price
there.
of one.
For the price of one. I think he actually won the weekend, really. He rocked up, played 27 holes in one day.
And he's gotten more coverage than what the winner did on our podcast as well. So.
Got to experience what Q school's like and then ducked out of there.
Well, it'll be funny to see if we ever see it pop up again. Hopefully we do. Maybe come back, but that's not a fun time to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, quite cool that the season's already upon us.
Sorry, Steve, who got their cards? Can you tell there? It'd be very interesting just from Q school wise.
I think it was top 20.
Top 25.
25.
Okay. So there's no real point. So just the top 5 winners out of
Top
curiosity.
5 were Yuben Jung, Keelan van Wyk, Usiwal Intunzui, Anu Gordon, and Sianda Mwandla.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
Which is the highest form of qualification for Sunshine Tour that you were saying, Ross?
Q school.
Is it? So these are essentially, these top 5 guys are the best in terms of the guys coming into the Sunshine Tour.
Well, you got to remember there's two Q schools. So there's Q school, which happened at Heron Banks
Yeah, and then this
a couple of weeks ago, and then there was the Vusi school, Q school, which happened last week at Huddle.
Okay, so there's what? How many guys then come in? 50?
50 guys, 25 from each. And then you get your Big Easy Order of Merit winner gets a card. IGT Order of Merit winner gets a card.
But the Q school, as you say, is like your highest level of entry,
Yeah, in
right?
terms of the category you receive when you go up to Sunshine Tour, that's your highest.
So the winner of Huddle Park was who?
Yuben Jung.
Okay, it'll be interesting to see how he does. And the winner of Heron Banks, you don't have it there on hand, eh, Steve?
Winner of Heron Banks was, I think it was Simon Calderon.
I think it'd be very
something
cool.
like that.
Yeah,
I
it'll
might
be
wrong.
very cool just to see like how the guys compare
Yeah.
as like your highest sort of ranking
Yeah.
newcomers in the
To the
Sunshine
tour,
Tour, if
yeah.
I could say that, you know.
Final result, it was Matthias Calderon.
Matthias Calderon.
So he went 8 under.
Heron Banks. Apparently, I was chatting
and Jake
to
Bolton also was tied, so it was a playoff there.
I was chatting to Matthew Spacey and Harry Koenig as well as Ricky Hendler. They played Q School at Heron Banks, and they said that golf course was tough. And they said the way that it's designed is like you can't hit driver off a lot of the tees because it brings like certain troubles into play. So you've got to lay back off the tee box, but it's a long course, so you're forced to lay back off the tee box to keep it in play
And then try and go.
and then try and go for it. But instead of, if you were to hit driver, you'd then have wedge 9-iron in, but you can't hit driver, so you're hitting 4-iron off the tee, and then you've got like 5-iron into the greens. And they said the green complexes were incredibly tough. They said it was a tough challenge.
Well, Matthias Calderon went 68, 71, 69, 68. So those are not like
incredibly low
still.
rounds.
But having said that, to be fair, if we look at the Ultron Boosting Gambani school, I mean, Zhang and Van Veek went 16 under, 15 under. T3 was 9 under. So there was 6 shots between second and third. So there was quite a lot of difference between them.
But yeah, it'd be cool to see these guys, how they perform out there.
It's always cool to see new guys come up onto the tour and see how they perform in their first year, or if they have been on the tour before, lost their cards, and now they're coming back on. So it'll be cool to see. It's always cool to see new guys come in, and some of them maybe make a break for it.
We'll certainly follow these two as the highest ranking newcomers in the Sunshine Tour, I would say.
Yeah, to see where they land up and how.
But speaking of newcomers to the Sunshine Tour, have you guys seen Michael Koch?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I've seen him a lot on TikTok, and he's making his debut.
He's making his debut. So for the people that don't know, Michael Koch is a very interesting character that has probably the biggest golf following in South Africa for TikTok.
Yeah, he loves a good TikTok. In fact, we must get him on, because I'm sure he would come on.
Yeah, so he's quite an interesting character. Like,
What's up, my champies?
Yeah, my Champalamples.
Champalample, yeah, I love it.
I could get behind it. So I think and I don't know if you guys saw when he won.
He won at a Botsy and he jumped into the dam.
Yeah.
And yes. He said, Sunshine Tour, here I go. And
yes.
That was their final one, because my cousin also got his card at that one. That's when the top, because I think Big Easy and IGT was top 3 in their order of merits got cards.
And he came number
second.
1. Or was it second?
Yeah. He came second, and then he sunk his putts on the 18th, knew that he had got his card, and he ran and jumped into the dam screaming, Sunshine Tour, here I come.
What
and
a
it was
character.
like a belly flop dive. It was super cool. He's
just
very
imagine
interesting.
and especially because golf's such like a very formal and stuff like that, and you can just see all like the tournament director and stuff like that, like waiting for the scorecard, and you just check this street backstroke at the dam, and you're like, oh great, that's on the tour. Looking at it now, he is on the entry list for
Arabella.
For Arabella, he does need to qualify though.
Does he?
Yeah.
Obviously, his category ranking is not high enough to get an immediate.
Yeah, so IGT qualifies here. He's required to qualify. Okay. So.
Well, let's hope he does. I think he'd be a cool character to, just as I say, like we always talk about a narrative, like at least he's got quite an interesting story and a bit of a personality behind him.
And is your cousin there? Because he's on the doesn't.
No, he's got entry.
Yeah.
So he is there in Cape Town already. So yeah, hopefully it's the start of a good season for him and the other guys coming up.
And look, at least if he doesn't have a particularly good season, we can just replace you with him, and then we can have the better McClatchy. Because at the moment we seem to we ordered McClatchy on Wish and you arrived. So, but yeah, I'm excited for another. And it's been I've really enjoyed getting back into the Sunshine Tour and being able to look at stuff and seeing where these guys. And the interesting thing about these tournaments obviously is a lot of the regulars are overseas and starting to go, because the European season is really starting to open up and stuff like that.
Full swing now.
Some very cool tournaments coming up. I think the DP World Tour and PGA Tour in the next couple of months are going to be. It's getting to business. We're approaching major season.
We got PGA next week.
Yeah. So I think that's the next thing I was going to do. So we got PGA.
Wait, before we jump to PGA, there's something that we've forgotten to talk about, and that is the new order of merit for the Sunshine Tour.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get some flipping cryptocurrency if you will.
Yeah, I see Luno's getting involved. I'm not entirely sure how the new order of merit, because haven't they done a restructure of the points and everything?
I also don't know how it works.
Nice, guys. This
I was really hoping Ross.
This is what it exists for.
Well, the Barrows just wants to drop this bombshell on us. We were going to go talk about the PGA Championship.
Yeah, we were so ready. We were ready for the entry and looked at it.
But I was like, it's such an important point, and I was like, I'm sure Ross is already clued up with what the story is. But I think it's a new point system, and it's also you can get exemption to the DP Tour and whatnot, depending on where you qualify.
I know a little bit about it, so I know
Thank
that.
Goodness, Ross. You kept us on a string there. Come on,
Ross
mate.
coming in clutch.
So I heard briefly. So the top 3 from this now Sunshine Tour Order of Merit who aren't already DP World Tour members will gain DP World Tour status with the top 3 Order of Merit finish, or the top 3 without going down the list. And then Sean Norris, this was implemented before, but because of Sean Norris winning last season's Order of Merit, he's earned himself an invite to the US Open.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he'll be teeing it up at the US Open through winning the Order of Merit. So
Okay,
that's
very
big for
cool.
Yeah,
him.
so that's why that Stain City win was so big for him.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Now he's off to the States.
to the States.
But-
So wait, just before you climb into it, does that mean, so I know you get still DP World Tour status, but next season going forward, if you come first, you get a US Open invite?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very cool.
You also get 500,000 Rand in Bitcoin.
For that, for the new Order of Merit,
Yeah,
right?
500,000 Rand in Bitcoin for the leader. Second rank will get 200,000 Rand in Bitcoin. And the third rank will get 100,000 Rand in Bitcoin.
Okay.
So they must be sitting there just hoping that Bitcoin doesn't crash. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
years time you're going to get 500,000 Rand Bitcoin. You're going to say, well, Bitcoin's a flipping dead currency, mate.
Why don't you just give me the damn cash,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Luna knows something that we don't.
Yeah.
And it's in there saying, oh, it's fine. We can give you guys $1 million worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Guys are like, right, this is a huge sponsorship. Meanwhile, in a year's time, they're going to say, hey, listen.
Bitcoin's nearly non-existent.
Yeah, here's your $5
All these guys are just billionaires in a few years' time. Who knows?
Could you imagine?
Dude, can you
You win
imagine?
the Order of Merit and just retire.
Yeah.
Why don't you go to the US Open? Nope.
Yeah, I don't need
I've
it.
got my Bitcoin
I've given
in
up
there.
on golf.
Yeah, literally, I'm done. We're out of here. But yeah, major season.
Yes, now you can get onto the.
Yeah, now that we've
PGA.
put Ross on the spot.
Yeah.
Um,
See, the big dogs were in town this week.
Yeah.
Tiger was there a week or two ago. There were photos and that going around of him. I don't know if it was with Southern Hills Golf Director or their pro, but there was a photo of them that surfaced sharing notes on the course. And then I saw JT posting yesterday, him and Spieth were out at Southern Hills. They played around together, getting the lay of the land. So yeah, another major is upon us. More exciting golf. Tiger and Phil both in the field. Phil I think, is a
obviously
big one.
Yeah, because how long are we going to see Phil playing in
with all the
these?
speculation around the Saudi Golf League and him heading off and asking. I saw an article the other day that he's now officially asked the PGA Tour for his release.
I also heard that Louis Oosthuizen was the highest ranked player to ask for it.
Louis Lee. I don't know if you saw the controversy with Sergio this week
Yeah, I was
at
about
Wells
to say.
Fargo. There was an issue with the ruling where he was looking for a lost ball and the rules official started the clock early. So he was not given the 3 minutes to look for his ball, and then it was picked up on course mics of him saying, I can't wait to leave this tour. So that could be quite interesting. And also in terms of not just him not playing on the PGA Tour, but what does that mean? I think we all still need to wait and see what happens once this league actually takes off. But in terms of future Ryder Cups, I mean, Sergio, if you look back, I think he is the most
Yeah, he
successful
is.
Ryder Cup
He's
player
scored
in
more,
history.
He's won more matches and scored more points than anybody else.
So if he now goes to Saudi League, will he still be allowed to play Ryder Cups in the future? There's there's going to be a lot of interesting things coming. I mean, is this Phil's last PGA Tour event that he plays before he departs the PGA Tour for good?
If we're looking at Phil's last major,
Yeah.
imagine he wins it. I don't think he will.
Yeah.
That'll be
Crazy.
back-to-back PGA Championships. Well, people said he couldn't win it last year,
Yeah,
and he did.
to be
So.
fair, and imagine he wins it and then
And then-
says, unfortunately, the PGA Tour has rejected my application to give me leave, so I'm still leaving, but I'm not going to be welcome back. So this is the last one. Cheers, guys.
Also,
Drop
just
mine.
Drops mine. Drops for wine.
also just on people not playing in the PGA Championship. Have you seen Bryson DeChambeau's injury?
Yeah, so I think he started. I saw the other day that he is swinging a club again.
That's incredible because last I saw, he had an incredibly large scar on his hand, and
Yeah.
I've seen he's been doing like cryotherapy, I think it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
And that injury looks seriously nasty. And I mean, like, of all the places to get an injury, your wrist has got to be the worst for
Yeah,
golf.
it was
Yeah,
even like
your
on his
wrist
hand
and your
stuff like
back.
that.
Yeah, so I mean, that's gripping, club swinging, like all sorts of range of movement problems with your hand and wrist and that sort of thing. So
Yeah, but I did see a thing that he was swinging a club again. I don't think at the stage where you can go out and play around or anything, but just swinging. But also, I mean, that guy doesn't necessarily. He doesn't enjoy going and playing around. The man just loves to practice. So
yeah,
probably not the worst thing. But in terms of the field for the PGA Championship, in terms of the South Africans, just going through the list here, I'm seeing Christian Bezuidenhout over there. I'm seeing Dean Burmester there. This can't be right because I'm seeing
Donnie.
No, I'm seeing Bryson Dechambeau.
Nah, he won't play.
No,
Surely not.
So now I'm not. Now I'm worrying about the validity.
Probably on
of
last
this,
year's one or something.
I don't think he'll play. He might try and
This
play.
was published 5 hours ago, by the way.
Surely Dechambeau is not. I mean,
That would be wild.
it's just he doesn't. Also, the thing for me is Dechambeau doesn't like to play golf, like as he says, unless he's 100%. And I mean, you make the exception for the Masters, but I don't think for the PGA Championship you're gonna.
He also did it because before the Masters he wasn't 100% and he played WGC. So I think he needs to make his mind up on his statements because he says he doesn't like playing 100%, but then he played WGC match play with an injury. And he stated after him and Richard Bland halved that first game, he said, "Yeah, I'm a little bit sore, and this and that." And then, I agree with you. Like for the Masters, I'd play in a wheelchair if they let me.
Yeah,
because you don't pass up that
you don't miss the
event.
Masters at the end of the day.
So I wouldn't put it past him to try and play.
Well, so on this over here is from the USA Today, and it says still listed somewhere between questionable and doubtful. If golf had an injury report is Bryson Dechambeau, who only last week had stitches removed. But he is at this stage still on the
I
field.
just can't imagine he will.
I think he will pull out because
Yeah.
he hasn't had, unlike before the Masters and WGC and that, he was injured, but he hadn't undergone surgery, so he was able to practice.
Exactly.
He's now undergone the surgery, been in recovery for a couple of days afterwards, been in hospital, and only probably in the last couple of days would he have been able to start swinging a club again. So I think
And
to
even
go
swinging-
from nothing to starting to swing a club to then competing at the PGA Championship within the space of a week and a half would be extreme.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, in terms of other South Africans, obviously Gary Kicho's over there. Sean Norris is there. Louis there.
Is Sean Norris there from his? Is that
don't
because
know.
he came first in the Order of Merit? do
Because
you
the
think?
Order of Merit was US Open.
Well, maybe. I mean, he has been playing on the DP World Tour as well. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Very
I did
possibly.
think
He might
that
be high enough.
Is there-
What's his world ranking? Do you know?
he's within the top 100 now.
Yeah,
No,
so
Top
that'll
100
be
last week.
No Ollie Becker on there or anything like that?
I mean, I went through the beats, didn't see him. Louis on there to play.
Yeah.
Where
Dylan
else?
Fratelli?
Eric Van Rooyen, Daniel
Yeah.
Katonda.
Donnie.
So I didn't see Becker.
Charles Schwartzel?
I didn't see Schwartzel. Oh no, there's Oliver Becker. Is over there.
Okay, lovely.
That's big for Oliver.
Yeah, as I said, he's in pretty good form. I'd like to see how he does out there in terms of the South Africans
Yeah,
representing.
but no Schwartzel.
Okay.
Fratelli?
Yes, you guys are giving me.
I thought
Yeah.
Schwartzel might be interested. I don't know, maybe he didn't get exemption after his Masters performance.
Might not be exempt for it.
Yeah. But I thought, he did quite decent in the Masters, all things considered. Maybe you'd have
Maybe
a
get
go
a
at this.
sponsors invite or something.
Yeah, there's no Fratelli here.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
It's always interesting to see how the South Africans do. I'm waiting for a South African to win the major.
I mean, I thought we all thought that Louis was going to do it last year.
Oh.
Well, several times we thought that he was going to be in and around there.
We
But-
need Christian Bezuidenhout. Bring us a major, baby.
Just give us a. I mean, we'll try and do a watch along next weekend. So Barrows, get you sleep in, so you don't fall asleep on me this time.
Noted.
And then I think you were boozing or something. I think you were probably.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Masters Sunday sounds about right.
So we'll try and do some watch along stuff like that and cover the PGA Championship. But let's hope that we see a South African doing quite well. But yeah, I mean, we're always looking good at the moment. He's still within top 10s.
yeah.
I think top 5.
Top
I think
five,
this
Yeah, he
weekend.
came
last
fifth,
week
I think,
at
at Wells
Wells
Fargo.
yeah.
So
Good effort in his defense.
I think we are starting to see the Rory of old. I think we've said a couple of times previously on previous episodes that seems to be enjoying his golf a bit more. Seems to be, I think we're seeing a bit of the old Rory. He seems to have his passion back,
Yeah.
and he is now starting to get to decent finishes. So yeah, I never know. In the next weekend we could be talking about. Well, we're going to be talking a bit more about PGA Championship and stuff like that. But I think Rory will be an interesting shout.
It's Jordan Spieth. Possible Grand Slam next week. He's
Yeah,
trending
true.
in the right direction.
All of a sudden, he's playing nice golf. He's got a
Damn,
win.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, he's got a win under his belt. This is the thing. There's so many cool different stories when it comes to, and you just look at the field,
Yeah.
and when it comes to majors, and it's just
Tiger
unbelievable when you go down here. John Rahm now winning as well at the right sort of time.
Yeah.
Jason Day suddenly starting to play nice golf as
Scotty
well.
Scheffler also in a good form at the
Yeah,
moment, obviously.
Matt Fitzpatrick played quite well this past weekend.
I really wanted to see Day win this week. And then round 3, just shoot him up and spat him out.
Yeah, no,
Five
and he was
over
so good in those
five.
first. Oh, sorry, Brandon Grace, by the way,
Racy.
is over there as well. Sergio Garcia, is this his last?
Is this his
PGA
last
Tour?
PGA Tour event?
Yeah, it's gonna be quite, and then obviously like the fun ones to watch. Tua Hatton's over there, DJ. Who else is around here?
Tiger Woods.
Calm yourself. Have you got money on him?
No, but I'm going to. Him and Spieth, I'm backing.
After watching Tiger Woods at the Masters, I don't think he's going to win another major. Genuinely, I don't think he's going to win another major.
This is
We're
like,
going to fight.
yeah, tune this in a week's time in this corner.
You know what it is with Tiger Woods at the Masters, that everyone thought about him that was going to be his best. So he's sort of chipping, everyone's like he's been so dialed in with his chipping and whatnot, and it looked so good on the range and everything, but it never quite
to
translated to
fruition,
the course. And like everyone was like, maybe off the tee he's going to be a little bit shaky, this and this and this, but his iron play and his chipping and everything like that is going to be spot on. And it was good in his defense, but it wasn't like
Where it needs to be.
where it needs to be to like.
Beat the guys in form.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like if it wasn't really good, then I don't know. I personally don't think Tiger Woods going to win another major. I'm pretty sure you're going to see him flirt about with a couple good opportunities and slowly die out in terms of the golfing events, and then realize it's time now to hang up the boots. Another major is just too crazy right now for Tiger Woods.
I think the reason that I don't back him is I just watched him after that last round, and you could just see from his body he just wasn't happy.
Yeah.
The Oaks are just haters.
This guy's just throwing money away. He's taking his money and he's just putting it in a fire.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's-
but
it's
you'll come running when I win on Tiger.
No, well, if you win, then
I'll
you
send
get
you
to
all
gloat with
packing.
with some drinks and stuff like that, and we can on the next pod afterwards, we'll just have drinks coming out here every couple of seconds. It'll probably be our best pod yet.
But I must agree, bro. Tiger's body just didn't look, and we spoke about it. We spoke about the cold conditions really affected his body as well. Like you could just see, and the more and more he went on, the worse and worse it got. It wasn't like he loosened up, got better. It was the further in we went, the worse it got.
Yeah.
So it's as I say, I just don't think Tiger has the body now to.
So maybe the US Open is prime because it'll be the warmest one.
Yeah, but I mean, even still, like as I say, like the weather plays a part. It certainly doesn't help when it's cold, but it's not going to be the deciding factor of whether your body can or can't play around a golf. It certainly can affect it, but it's not going to be the deciding factor. And I think Tiger Woods is now at the end of his career. He has had an exceptional one, and I can't see him winning another major. In fact, I don't think he'll win another major at all this ever. Let's put it like that, ever. Maybe you can climb up to the seniors tour with Miguel Jimenez and whatnot.
And the boys.
And I reckon he'll dice it out there.
I think he probably would dice it out there as well.
It'll be interesting, though, to see Tiger next week. Because, I mean, we have only seen him once. So it'll be interesting to see if his body's any better than it was. If the recovery is working, if with time it's getting a bit stronger and getting a bit better, or if this is his reality now. If his body has now just been through too much and he can no longer sustain it. So it'll be interesting to see.
Just on that, and I'm sure we're running out of time here, but just on that, I mean, thinking about Tiger coming into the Masters, I think he had sufficient time to make sure his body was ready. And I think we also spoke about it. Tiger wasn't going to play if he didn't think he was going to win, you know? And I think he, in his mind, thought his body was in the right place that it needed to be. His game was in the right place. And he was even quite confident in the conferences.
Said, you said that you never play unless you can win. Do you believe you can win? And he said yes.
Exactly. And then he didn't really perform. Like he kind of showed glimpses at best. So I don't know. That's my thing. Like it wasn't like he was Bryson DeChambeau saying, you know what, the truth is I'm not 100%. I'm coming into this 50-50. and we'll see what we get. He came in saying, and this is a guy that knows his game exceptionally well. That's always what Tiger's been good with. And he came in and he said, do you think you're going to win? He said, yes, I do. And he actually underperformed a little bit, and in relation to what we would expect from Tiger at that kind of a mindset.
I think the only thing, as you said, if his body, I suppose, is looking a lot better, his first 2 days were pretty decent. It wasn't like he was primed for a charge, but it wasn't out the rounds possibility. It was that day 3 and day 4 where his body gave up on it.
Yeah.
So maybe there is a case where his body is a bit stronger, and he can. But for me, I also just feel that he needs to be playing.
Yeah.
You can't play 4 tournaments a year and expect to rock up and be able to win them.
Yeah.
These guys are playing week in, week out.
Yeah.
And it's, he could play Augusta every week for the next year. It's different to playing competitive golf. It's different to having to sink that putt when it counts, and stuff like that. So, but I think we'll have an opportunity to speak a little bit more about the PGA Championship next week. So, chaps, as always, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Let's try and play some more golf ourselves so that we can also talk about our developing career.
Got to crush through that content first.
Yeah, not true. No, I didn't say film golf. I just said play golf. It'll be a while before that we were back with behind the camera, but we do need to have a round with the three of us because I still haven't seen you play.
And I still haven't seen you play.
And it is a privilege to see me play. So,
believe so.
Chaps, thank you very much. To everybody else, please make sure that you follow us on whatever you're listening to this. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, the works. And then obviously you can follow us on YouTube. This podcast comes out on Fair Sports on a weekly basis, and then clips and our other more sort of golf sort of centered content will be out on the Footwedge Crew YouTube channel. Please keep safe, everybody. Please have a fantastic time on the golf course when you do play, and we'll see you guys all next time.